Hi, and welcome to InsideTraxs. Well, after all the festivities that have been going on, it's time to look back and see how we did in 2024. I'll do that in just a minute, and I won't spend very long doing it. I'll probably spend about 5 to 10 minutes. Just to let you know, those who don't know about InsideTraxs, who are we? What are we about? Well, the logo here or the little tagline says trade smarter, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you guys who want to trade Betfair to do it in the smartest possible way. That's because you're up against other people on the Betfair exchange, and if you know more than they do, then you will win. Some guys out there want to trade using tools that tell them about order flows, that tell them about support levels, and that's fine. That's fine. That's a way of doing it. It's a technical way of trading Betfair. And you can combine that, though, with also knowledge of knowledge about racing and knowledge of what happens and likely to happen in a race you're about to trade. So if you know that, if you get a deep and in-depth knowledge of racing at your fingertips, then you can trade even smarter than if you just did it technically. InsideTraxs helps people who want to start trading, who are already trading, by providing videos on a wide range of topics, which make up our trading academy. You can get this for free. Just sign up and you can make use of all the tools we've got in the academy, which will give you quite a lot of information and quite a lot of details that you really should know about if you want to trade successfully. We also have a website where you can find lots of details and all sorts of wide range of information and analysis. And finally, we have a paid-for newsletter which distills all the knowledge that we have of the day's racing to offer selections that represent the best trading opportunities of the day. So that's what we do. Now let's see how we did and look back on 2024. So we're going to have a quick look first at, we have two newsletters. One is the BackToLay newsletter. Now, what is the BackToLay newsletter? This is, it says new process up there, 22 months of new process. We've been developing a model of how to pick out selections and then how to trade them. So we call it the new process because we've been through several iterations of this approach, and we've been doing it for actually several years. What you see up there is 22 months of the new process, but we've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years before that. And it's refined down to the selections are based on a statistical analysis. We look at every race in the day's racing, and we look for those horses that have traded below 50% of their Betfair starting price. So if they were at 6, they need to be below 3 in running. Now, we don't care why they trade lower. It could be because they travel well. It could be because they lead. It could be for all sorts of reasons that in play on Betfair, people back the horse and bring it in its so it actually lowers its price during in play. So we don't mind. It's just statistical. So we go through the races and I look for those who have traded below 50% of their BSP on at least 80% of occasions that they've raced. And so what you have there is a set of horses that if they match these criteria, you get a set of qualifiers who I then look and see whether, from my knowledge, is the track going to suit? Is the jockey the right one on board? Is the going correct? Et cetera, et cetera. Is the class of the race correct, et cetera? And then having put my knowledge into it, I then distill down the qualifiers into selections, and I then tell you how confident I am by giving you a staking process, which tells you how much to stake on each horse based on how confident I am that everything is going to be in their favor and that they will trade shorter. And we work on the basis of a 50% return, which means we need to get at least 2/3 of our selections right, and we generally get between 75 and 80% right. So here's what that looks like in terms of actual results. So you can see here 22 months of the new process between March 23 and December 24. overall profit for this method is 234 points. A point can be what you want it to be. It could be £1, it could be £5, it could be £10, it could be more. Generally, we don't go more than £20 per point because then if you go beyond that, you generally get to a point where you might not get matched, and therefore these results will not be as valid as they are with lower stakes. So over the 22 months of the new process, you can see that there's a regular and decent profit most months, but we have had months when we have been regularly not hitting the mark, and then we've had some very good months in a row. So it's not really easy to say exactly what's going on here, apart from the direction of travel is upwards, and then it does make a profit overall, but sometimes you can make a loss in a month. Now, what happened last year? 149.3 points in 12 months, with only 1 month negative, and that was July. October didn't do quite so well, and October seems to be a bad month. It seemed to be a bad month last year as well. But I haven't really worked out why that is. Maybe it's the changeover from flat to jumps, I don't know. But basically, there's a profit being delivered both in the 22-month horizon and the 149-month horizon, in the 12-month horizon with 149 points. So you're seeing about 10 points a month. So if you're at £5 a point, it's 50 quid. And if you are £10 a point, it's £100. So that's a BackToLay newsletter. And when I said we've been through several iterations, we used to look at doing dobbing, which is a double or bust, which means we're looking to double our money, and therefore get, if we bet £5 on the trade, it needs to go below 50% of BSP, and then we'll double our money. That proved to be very erratic, and also overall lost money. So we've ditched dobbing. We don't like dobbing, not on this technique anyway. And the old process was to back the horse at the beginning of the day, just before the off. Now what we do is try and back him as close to the newsletter being published, and that works much better than the old process. But if you want to join, you'll get all the lowdown on what happens. So that's BackToLay. It's a BackToLay newsletter based on a technical criteria, and is regularly profitable. Now, this is a bit more complicated, the Hints and Tips newsletter. As you know, if you are a member, we try and give you the best trading opportunities of the day based around certain categories. That's NAP, that's the best opportunity of the day, then an NB, which is the next best, then a BackToLay, a lay, and then something at longer odds, which we call long shot. Overall, 33 months we've had here, nearly 3 years, 671 points profit. And you can see that is pretty regular. There's some big months you can see, but generally speaking, it's pretty regular profit. It dices with zero, and we have had one negative month, but only two negative months in 33 months, which is, I think you'll agree, pretty low. And our average profit is 20.3 points per month. Again, if it's £5 a point, you're £100 up. If it's £10 a point, you're £200 up, and that's every month. So how does the different categories perform, and how have they performed? Well, in 2023, we've been doing it more than 2 years, so I can do 2 years comparison here. 2023 was a very good year. We had some really good months in that year, and we got 310 points. Last year, not quite so good because we had 2 negative months, and those are recent months, October 24 and December 24, both of which had very strange weather, and therefore quite a lot of changing ground, and it's very difficult to predict big winners, and that form will continue when the ground keeps changing. However, what you can say quite clearly is that there's a profit in both years, and a pretty good profit at that, somewhere in the region of 20 odd points per month. Categories, I mentioned that there were different categories: naps, MB, BackToLays, lays, and long shots. And I've done an analysis this year of exactly how that has contributed to the overall profit based on 2024. And we can see that actually I probably should just not do lays. The lays, which are these yellow lines, they are profitable sometimes, but when they're not profitable, they're really quite unprofitable, and that takes away the overall profit. What is pretty profitable is the long shots and the MBs. So the long shots are these blue lines. Now you can imagine, again, relatively small numbers. Some months here and here. Well, here's not great. Here's not great. But when you do get a few decent long shots in, then they could be really quite profitable in just their own right. So the long shots are a bit more erratic. The MBs are a bit less erratic. They're mainly profitable most of the time, you can see. In fact, there hasn't been a negative month for MBs. And the naps are pretty profitable, although sometimes maybe there's the pressure of having to try and find a bet of the day that makes them not profitable, but as profitable. But actually, you can see in December, I had a hell of a time. They were just second all the time. I mean, I must have had at least 6 or 7 seconds where it was just nutted. So that probably brought the amount down significantly, as you can see, sort of 8-10 points negative when it should be more like 10 points positive. So that could be 20 points difference, more up, yeah, 58. So the categories are pretty profitable. The BackToLays are less profitable than I'd like, and maybe again that's because I'm putting myself under pressure to give you a BackToLay each day, and therefore not sticking as strongly to the criteria as I do with the BackToLay newsletter. And the lays, I think, may well have to go, but I'll keep doing the best lay options I can find. But it does look like I'm not being very successful on the lay side. So there you go. Profitable. Really quite profitable if you follow the long shots and the MBs and naps. Clearly less profitable on the BackToLays and lays. But overall, about 20 points a month profit. So that's it really. The Trading Academy, you can sign up for free. There's nothing to do there. So do that, and if you want to learn from a lot of experience, a lot of different videos, then that's going to do you okay. Subscribe to this, and you'll keep getting the videos as they come out, the new ones. So subscribe to this. If you want to get involved with the newsletter, if you do trade already, or you feel you've got enough experience to trade properly, then try the newsletter. You can get it 14 days free, so nothing lost. You make money, you'll sign up, and I'm fairly sure you will. If you don't make money or you don't like it, then just stop after the 14 days, and there's no harm done. There you go. That was 2024, fairly brief. Go to the website and pick up more information there. InsideTraxs.co.uk. Cheers. Bye.